What's up, Primal Gang? Gonna do episode 2 of debunking Durianrider. Let's get into it.
That's the thing. Cortisone, like prednisone, yeah, they give you amazing breathing capacity and pain tolerance. But end of the day, that can just be mental as well. So, but red blood cells, yeah, that's as an athlete of cardiovascular, focus, nothing beats red blood cell boost. And insulin, yeah, that's just got everything.
Yesterday I did that short video just to point out this part, and I didn't want to add any commentary, but I'm gonna do the commentary now. Boosting hemoglobin, it's easy, man. You just eat some red meat, basically. Some red muscle meat, fresh. And even yeah, drinking the cranberry juice, the natural cranberry juice, it's a little bit hard to get. But you can get bone marrow, and that has some veins in it, and it already feels like really metallic. Yes, that is also good for boosting red blood cells. What else? Liver. Yeah, liver from a healthy animal. It's also good to boost the hemoglobin. But yeah, this clown would never admit that. But he says that let's just listen what he says. If you saw my yesterday's video, you know already what he says.
Maybe for recovery purposes, but even then, that's pretty dangerous territory. And again, insulin being anabolic, I would advise against it for sure. For sure. So the only thing I'd recommend would be the oxygen vector doping products, such as, not recommending it, I'm just saying that's what would be ideal. EPO, etc. Blood doping. Red blood cells. Red blood cells is the name of the game. Because you can get the best runner in the world.
So basically he admits that consuming animal foods is healthy for you. If you're a vegan and high carb, low fat, like what are you doing? Why are you not eating any animal foods?
And you pull out...
Or vegan in general. Look at this. Durianrider just admitted that drinking cranberry juice, and if cranberry juice is good for you, it means that also red meat is good for you. It also means that liver is good for you. What's your excuse to not eat that?
A quart of blood from them, I'm going to beat them that day. And I'm just a weekend warrior hack. That's how powerful blood is.
That's how powerful blood is.
You can pull a quart of...
That's how powerful red meat is. That's how powerful liver is.
Blood out of Kipchoge, and I'm probably going to beat him. Okay, on that day. Isn't that crazy? Best.
Yeah. His Catholic Majesty commented today on my shorts that he wants to see that race. I would say that would be bad for the professional racer. What's his name? Kipchoge. What? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. Kipchoge or whatever. I said that it's not a good idea, because why would he lose a quarter of his own blood just to do a race, and just to prove that Durianrider can beat him or whatever? That's totally unfair to him, and that sounds like a Frankenstein experiment to me, to extract blood from a human being. And just to do an experiment that Durianrider can overtake him. What would be fair, on the other hand, is to feed Durian. To just go in Kenya and feed him some animal blood from a healthy animal. It's very easy to get there. Some beef or lamb blood, and just feed him plenty of it for like a month. He can eat sugars if he wants, I don't care. Get some carbs, get some rice, get his normal diet, and then do the race. I would be curious of the results then, okay? But yeah, he would never do that. He's scared, man. He's super scared to do that. But yeah, Kipchoge or whatever doesn't even know who this guy is. And why would he race a nobody?
Run out there for the marathon.
I've seen you having some shakes, you know, some like smoothies that
This guy just listens. Like, he's going to just, yeah, this is how I see him. And one of the reasons why I didn't really want to do this video, because this guy just asks few questions or whatever, and he just listens. It's like he's just here for the money, okay? It's like he just, I would ask so much better questions. Like, even me as a so-called hater, but I'm not a hater, man. I just say as it is, okay? There's no hate, only criticism, Durianrider, if you're watching this. But you're not watching this. But maybe he is, because he likes all type of attention. And he doesn't get many videos made on him nowadays. And I'm the most enthusiastic to expose him. So, so he might as well watch me. Okay, but this guy, man, such a boring questions. I mean, he does have good questions, but he just asks something and then he just listens. Is he like so low on energy? He's gonna ask about, so instead of getting it into this and just ask about it, the carnivore guy, he just goes on and asks about smoothies.
that have like
Yeah.
2,200 calories and stuff like that. I'm sure that you have
So what? It gives you energy. It's actually energy surplus, because okay, maybe he needs it on a like really active day, but most of the times to just chill around, he needs to eat like every 2 hours.
experimented with like counting your calories and paying attention. Like, what's the upward limit for you? Like, if you're having that in one shot, you know, like how many calories can you handle before you start to gain weight?
You can gain weight. He would, I mean, in some ways he can. Let's say he puts on some muscle mass because he does something, I don't know, some way the oils or whatever they put on him or whatever, like he can still build so-called muscle in that way to just gain muscle mass, okay? Plus he does take TRT and whatever else.
You just, what I find, I don't count my calories, but yeah, I've counted calories in the past.
Me neither. I don't count my calories either.
But today I don't. I just eat. You know, I'm just like, well, it's like sleep. You know, like if I'm tired, I get a nap. We live in such an interesting society where we count calories and stuff like that. We're taught that. Like this drink I got here, it says on the side the calories and all this stuff, and this marketing like low in calories, and just we have this calories in out focus. When how much is in the food, I don't even know. Like when I make my banana smoothie, I might put 10 bananas.
It's pretty accurate in his case to count the calories, because he has sugar, okay, mostly, and yeah, that's easy to count. That's going to be accurate, even if it's cooked, even if it's whatever. When it's rice, it's a little bit difficult to count the calories, because some of the rice doesn't even get digested, while sugar gets absorbed, man. But rice, some of it just remains there. So it's very, very inaccurate to say that you ate, I don't know, 500 calories of rice. It's very inaccurate. It's the middle part that doesn't even get touched sometimes, because yeah, who knows, maybe you didn't chew it well or whatever. It's just too fluffy, and you chew it, but somehow it doesn't get used all of it, okay? And once you cooked it, and the more you cook it again, it's going to lose some calories. So it's not the same, man.
20 bananas, 30 bananas in a smoothie, and just pour sugar in there and then taste it.
Yeah, that's accurate when he does that.
Well, yeah, that's good. Let's drink that.
But when he eats like an unripe fruit, or a fruit that wasn't too sweet, but yeah, it was alright. What about then? How are you gonna count that? You can't. It's pretty difficult to count. You're gonna look it up on some website. What does it say that the average orange is? What if the orange is like sweet as a honey? And what if it's completely dry on the inside? Like you open it up and you're like, damn, I wasted some money on this.
How many calories in it? I don't know. But yeah, maybe maybe 2,000, maybe 1,500, maybe 3,000, I don't know. How many calories is in the actual food? Can we really accurately measure that?
On the thing, that's the only thing. Actually, whatever. Yeah, that's the only thing that I remember. Okay, of course, on fruit juice it does say how many calories, but let's say on minced meat, it's around 1,000 calories per 500 gram. And yeah, I eat that in like one sitting, and I feel full for many hours after that, man. Like I can just live on coconut water or fruit juice or whatever. Like I just drink and yeah, I am full for many hours, can just work for many hours, and I can forget about eating completely because it's just there, it's digesting great, and I feel calm. I have constant energy. And there's no, you can't show me any other food that I would eat in that moment after I had 500 in one sitting, and it just feels so nice, man. And if you are like contemplating about trying raw meat or not, just know that it becomes so delicious if you buy really good quality, because you just can't gag on it, man. I know myself that in the past I would probably gag because yeah, it's something that is in your mind. But yeah, it's really delicious. I'm eating right now minced meat. Not right now, like in the present moment, when like just like I used to eat like a Nesquik cereal or whatever with milk. Okay, in the past.
Okay, let's say we can, but with fruit it's hard because you've got the ripeness and stuff like that. How much?
Exactly, this is exactly what I said.
How much sugar is actually in the fruit because of the ripeness and the sunshine and the starch, etc. And let's say you can measure calories. Can we measure how much we actually absorb and digest and burn consistently and accurately? I'd say we can't do that.
What's the point of eating so much sugar, man? You're having way too much, and where does that even go? The excess, man. Where does it even go? I really don't know the answer to this, because I understand you need some for the muscles to fill them up or whatever, but the rest of it, where does it go? You just overate on sugar.
So I think the whole notion of calories in, calories out, I mean, yeah, it's...
In my opinion, you should measure calories if you know that you're having an active day, okay? Like if you know that you have to go to work and or whatever, and you know that you're not gonna be able to eat, maybe having some, if you're having carbs, okay, then have some, okay, but I'm pretty sure anywhere you go you can drink a little bit, okay, like you can drink some fruit juice. But in terms of fats, just make sure you eat enough fats, because fats really last you for a long time, and some lean meat, and maybe make sure you force a little bit more in yourself, like not to the point where you feel like completely full, but to make sure that it's comfortably full, like you're well fed.
It's got some premise, but it's, in my opinion, it's highly inaccurate, and it creates this focus of calories.
And that's the only reason when you should count so-called calories, just to make sure that not like you should count it, but just make sure you ate enough fat.
Versus macros and hormones. Hormones determine our weight.
Yeah, and hormones are created when you eat good building blocks, and good building blocks always come from animal foods.
Because I could run 2 grams of juice a week, and
I watched a video of his yesterday, man. Phew. Just like to not to review it, but just out of curiosity, he said if you're not consuming enough carbs, you're gonna lose brain cells and bone and whatever, man. He said exactly like I said in my first video, that if you don't eat, it's like he wanted to trigger me. Like I said that you're going to lose cells from your important organs if you just on sugar and on sugar and on sugar. and he said the exact same thing as me. I'm gonna try to find the video and maybe I'm gonna review it. I don't know. This is pretty long already. Like if he wanted to trigger me, how can sugar build brain cells, man? There's no way. I get it that some part of carbs does get deposited in brain cells for energy or whatever, and your brain can use and will use those carbs. But to say that sugar builds brain cells, I don't know, man.
Be living on 1,000.
Not I don't know, because I know 100% it doesn't build. You need animal foods to build brain cells. Oh my days, man. Just I watched a video of his again that was 5 years ago, and yeah, man, that is completely something else. I think back then he was like on testosterone or something, like more testosterone, because and he also was like 80 kilograms or something, 87.
1,000 calories a day, and I'm still going to gain weight. And my body's going to change. I'm going to have some differences there, and vice versa. So how much calories do I eat in a day? I don't record that, but I have in the past, and you can't get.
Like I said, his calories are somewhat accurate, but if you're having cooked, then you can't really know that, because cooking something for 5 minutes or cooking something for 10 minutes or 20, it's going to be very different than having it raw.
Fat on this protocol, because your body just goes, I'm just done eating. I'm like, blah, rice, ugh, no more today. I'm done.
What do you mean no more? No, never again. I hope I never come to the point where I can't afford meat and I need to eat rice.
But fruit, I'm gagging. Like, ugh. So
yeah, exactly.
These fruits, these.
Well, I could eat some oranges right now, and I will, but definitely not to the point where this guy is. And I remember being on high carb, low fat. I didn't even like oranges, man. Orange juice, it felt too acidic, man. I would have like stomach pain from it, cause yeah, there was nothing. I don't know. Since I'm having meat, I'm just craving orange juice so bad. But on high carb, low fat, I know that I could drink banana smoothies, and what else, man? I know I was having some orange juice, but I kind of disliked it, but not too much. Like not too much orange juice. I don't even remember. I think it was apple juice with a lot of sugar. Like I always had to put sugar in it because it just did not felt sweet enough.
Foods, the fruits, the shoots, the roots.
You barely have any food, man. You have some good fruit, some juices, yeah, but other than that, the starches or whatever, it's not even considered food in my eyes.
The starches, etc., they're very bland.
Exactly, they are very bland.
And so you can only eat what you need of them. You know, bit of soy sauce.
Yeah, maybe one bite.
On the rice, bit of ketchup. So they're self-limiting. So you don't have to worry about counting.
It's very self-limiting because it's not even delicious.
Calories.
You know what else is self-limiting? Raw meat. It's super self-limiting, and it's also delicious.
But at the start, you might want to count calories just to go, wow, I actually need to eat more than I thought I did because I have 2 bananas and I'm full. But that's only 200 calories.
No, thank you. Maybe 4 small ones from Thailand because those are delicious, but definitely not 4 like Cavendish bananas what we have in Europe.
So I would say, you know, if you're going to eat 1,000 calories per meal, roughly, at the start.
Yeah, 1,000 calories of raw meat.
You can sort of start to ballpark and maybe not feel guilty for eating such a volume of food because the foods I recommend are quite low in calories per bite. So you have to eat more of those to fill up. So you might be eating a plate of rice and it's quite big, and your family member's like, wow, you're eating so much food. And say, yeah, Mum, well, I'm eating this rice and vegetables.
Except rice is not even considered food.
vegetables, but I used to eat 3 Big Macs for dinner, and that's a lot more calories, but a small volume.
And yeah, that's more comfortable. I mean, I'm not like I'm recommending McDonald's or Big Macs or whatever, but it's far more comfortable to just eat small portion and it's full of nutrients. Yeah, Big Macs are not going to be full of nutrients or whatever, but I'm speaking about a raw meat, okay? Like having some small I would say it fits in your hand, okay? Having a big like what fits in your hand, some liver, and in the other hand a big handful of liver and a big handful of minced meat, and you're good for many hours, man.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Carry on, son. So yeah. So understanding calories can be good as just to sort of understand how much food you actually do need to eat on this lifestyle.
Calories are calculated based on how does it burn or whatever, but in your body it doesn't really burn that way. It's a way different process, and yeah, whatever.
But otherwise, stop counting calories, in my opinion. Unless you're...
Especially if you're those people who are trying to count calories based on kale or whatever.
You know, you're an athlete and you're wanting to make sure you have enough sugar per hour. Now I see... Well,
yeah, in that case, it's good. Yeah, I agree with that. If you're going to a race or whatever, you probably should start like really uncomfortably, full of sugar or whatever. Because yeah, that's just different.
Tour de France riders I talk with and advise consuming 150 to 250 grams of sugar an hour. 250 up to 250 grams of sugar an hour. Some
No self-respect.
guys are doing it.
Yeah, no self-respect, because he does it for the entertainment and for the money, to entertain others.
You know, so only a few years ago, people said, 90 grams of sugar is the limit. Now you got some guys doing 200, 250 an hour.
What did he say? 90 grams per day?
Of sugar an hour, some guys are doing. You know, so only a few years ago, people said, 90 grams of sugar is the limit. Now you got some guys doing 200, 250 an hour. So, and where did they learn that?
250 per hour. My intake is max 200 per day, but definitely but even that is basically on the days that I consume more orange juice, because yeah. But if I combine it with coconut water, then I definitely am under 200, around 120, max 150, not even that much.
That. They didn't learn that from nutritionists who went to university, they learned that from me. And they tweaked it themselves. They're like, well, 200 is good.
Yeah, sure, everybody learned from you. This guy lies so much, he just lies so much that he coached I don't know who, but he didn't coach anybody, man. He coached diabetes probably, but never any professional, man. If there was any professional, they would just admit it. But yeah, nobody really admits it.
Good, but I find 250 is better in cold weather. I just burn more sugar. So I'm like, 250, go for it. Never.
1, 2. I guess it's 2. Yeah.
Ever limit your sugar intake in a day.
2 on each side.
So yeah, don't eat more than you can lift.
If you were wondering what I was counting, it's the folds.
But eat as much as you want when it comes to sugar.
I would say that's a great rule to have, is to just not really, limit yourself. And I think that most diets are very limiting. But on this plan, it seems like you can get in,
Why are you spitting during interview, man? It's very impolite.
Wide variety of foods, and you're taking in a lot of sugar, and you have a lot of extra energy because of all the energy that you're consuming. On your plan, do you
He's outside in his tent, by the way.
advocate, or do you communicate to people a little bit, like have some days that are free as well, like where you can kind of eat a little bit more of whatever you want? I know you're vegan, so it pigeonholes you a little bit into a certain category.
He's outside in his backyard, in his tent, and asked Natasha, "Hey Natasha, can I go in the backyard, play survival in my tent?" And Natasha was like, Yes, kid, go and play.
of what you can eat, but do you allow for
Can I take some candy with me in the backyard? And act that candy is all I need and I don't need to eat meat? And Natasha, being like a vegan, said, yes, that's going to be good for you. And he was like, thanks, Natasha. And with that, we went in his stand
like a
to do this interview.
cheat day type of thing? Are you a fan of stuff like that, or not really?
Great question, Mark. Depends what the goal is.
I don't know what was the question, but if I listen to the answer, I didn't pay attention to this guy, because like I said, I don't know, I find him kind of boring.
You know, like, again, most of them are people I work with, weight loss base, cyclists, runners, housewives, single mum with 5 kids.
Yeah, there was a woman in my videos who you completely destroyed her, because she just got so skinny that, oh my days, man, like all the guys in the comment section were just saying that yeah, she looked way better before she was taking your advice. And same thing happened to her. Folds appeared on her face, and she had like a good face. But yeah, this is what happens when you listen to Durianrider. No.
You know, or the dad bro who wants to lose a dad bod and see some abs again. So I'm like, a cheat meal.
Yeah, you have to be completely brainwashed to be to the point where you want to see your abs or whatever. Like, that's just brainwash, okay? And I myself, I'm guilty of it. But yeah, I know that you need some layer of fat there. Not like super thick fat, but like to the point where you can pinch it properly, okay? And that's good.
I don't reckon.
In case you're wondering why, it's basically for survival, okay? And also for hormones. It's very easy for your body to use that fat, and yeah, it's just good. Even if you would get an infection, or let's say something would happen to you, and you would get like in a coma or whatever, and I don't know what they feed you. I'm pretty sure they feed you like some type of nutrients, but I know that it's mostly that sugar water type of thing. I don't know what's the name. I know they give you a lot of that, and many people on coma, they just lose a lot of weight because they're basically fed mostly carbohydrates. I'm really not sure. I'm gonna look this up if I don't forget to look it up. But I know that people in coma lose a lot of fat, and that's the reason why you should take care of yourself, because and have some body fat, because that is going to help you with survival and not destroying your genes. I don't know what really can cause coma. But yeah, I'm just saying that this was just an example. And infections again, your body is going to fight off better infections if you have some body fat.
I recommend cheat meals. I recommend. My philosophy is learn to love the foods that love you back, and you know.
That doesn't make any sense.
The other day I went and had a.
I mean, yeah, it kind of makes sense, because having red meat is going to be good for you. That animal, okay, I get it that you just bought it from the store, didn't hunted it, but that animal was willing to run away to save himself and to save his cells, because the cells are so valuable. That plant, that green leaf or whatever, kale or whatever, had no legs to run away, and it's full of toxic elements, or how to say it, man. Yeah, I'm having today some trouble with English because I'm a little bit tired from work. But anyway, yeah, it has toxins, okay? And because of that, because of the toxins, because the plant doesn't have legs to run away, because of the toxins, yeah, the plant protects itself with toxins, and the seeds are full of toxins or whatever. Just because rice has a lot of carbohydrates, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have toxins. It still has toxins. Yeah, you cook it and you somewhat destroy it, and I would say rice, if it wasn't arsenic, it would be still better than having chia seeds or coffee beans or I don't know what else. But still, just because it has more carbs than those foods.
Vegan burger and fries, and I'm still a bit nasally from that. It's like I haven't had that for like 5-6 months almost. So, you know,
He's very how to say it, disciplined.
it's and I had that just as like a friend wanted to try one out, so I bought a couple of burgers. There was like this 2-for-1 deal, so I had the burger, and it's fine, but it's, you know, I was like, yeah, this is not really performance food, is it? I don't recommend that. I recommend,
Because you were craving meat, but you incredibly have to be disciplined, Durianrider, to just do this. And I'm not saying that this as a compliment. You're just disciplined like a slave.
you know, just doing what works, just locking in on your goal, like locking in on your goal. If your goal is weight,
Yeah, that's your problem, because you locked in on this bad diet. But that's one thing. Just don't spread this information. But I do spread this information, so I'm here to debunk you.
gain, then yeah, having these these normal foods is going to help you with weight gain for sure. But
Seed oils only are going to help you with weight gain. Yes, of course, if you were malnourished or whatever, and you're finally having some good red meat, yes, that's going to cause weight gain, but that's good type of weight gain, because you're getting more nourishment. This guy puts seed oils in the same category as animal fats, as nice grass-fed red meat, man.
if your goal is weight loss, fat loss, then for me, the cheap meal of having some, you know, fatty burger and fries, vegan or not, because I mean,
Why would you have that if it's unhealthy? To look like this?
vegan diet now is just so freaking easy. Everything's
Yeah, by the way, this is... Look at this, look, man. On every pause I hit, it's just more and more freaky. Why would he have something unhealthy then? Okay, I don't get it. If I am having anything so-called junk food, it's really disappointing to me. Okay, maybe if I would have just one, let's say one Oreo cookie, that would taste amazing. But having three or 4 or 5, I know from experience that I would feel really unwell from it. Yeah, that would just not feel good.
you can get everything vegan these days. You know, I don't recommend the cheat days. I recommend all in, 100% all in. So you get
Yeah, but the difference is that you need to be disciplined for that. And while eating red meat, you don't need to be disciplined at all. You just buy it and eat it, and there's no need to think about anything else. And if you think about it, you should just try it, and you will get disappointed. There's no way, man.
you know, your goal done faster. It's like work. If you want to build a fence with bricks, should you take a day off? I mean, you can if you want, but it's just going to take longer to do the fence, isn't it? So I just
So what, man? You're gonna build it in the end. There's plenty of time.
recommend all in. And the good thing about this lifestyle is there's no calorie restriction. You're not hungry.
Yes, you are hungry every 2 hours, man. Like, why are you lying? Look at this face, man.
Like, I see these people, some of these girls I coach, and they've done a bikini comp, and
Yeah, I don't know who watches that bikini comp, man. There are just bunch of skinny girls. I mean, if they have some really good genetics still, and they haven't gone this bad. Oh my god.
they tell me what they used to eat, and I'm like,
But other than that, I don't prefer those. I just don't like it, man. Okay, there are some really pretty ones with good genetics, but that's because they ate meat, okay? Not because of sugar diet.
did you want to stab someone? Like, you must have been so hangry. No, like, my relationship got destroyed. I'm like, yeah, fuck that. You know? stuff, the heck with that. And so, and then the girls do what I'm doing, what I recommend to do, and they're like, wow, my mood's still good. I'm like, the leanest ever, and my mood is still good. Like, thank you. I've still got my libido. I've still got my boyfriend. I've still got my husband.
You don't, man. I'm pretty sure you take Viagra, okay?
Still a good mom.
Cause your balls were like your basketballs were with scissors, you know. They were cut off, the basketballs from the net. You know, it was cut off.
And I'm like, yeah. And that's another thing we talk about. There's so much emphasis on weight loss, but what about your psychology? What about your mood? Like, I'm a douchebag without enough carbohydrates. You know, without enough.
I mean, yeah, I myself wasn't too low on carbohydrates like ever. Even now, I'm not too low. Cause yeah, I still had today some orange juice and coconut water. But still, man, I'm curious what it would be like without carbohydrates. I said this many times, but yeah, I just don't know how else to hydrate. I'm not gonna drink water, just only water for that.
Water and stuff, like, you're getting dry and you get all red face and you're in traffic and stuff. Like, sugar's
You only have that much water to wash it out.
life's meant to be sweet, so just that's a huge one. We can talk all about weight loss and stuff.
Your horrible diet to wash it out.
What's the best for weight loss? What's the best for mood? Like when you're on carbohydrate.
What's the best for weight loss? My weight loss video is 100 times better. We could compare two twins who do my diet and who do your diet and your lifestyle, and we're gonna see one of them like this and the other like yeah, like Leonardo DiCaprio, something like that, okay? Like not in terms of looks, but in terms of skin health, okay? Like, yeah.
Hydrate. Your cortisol's manageable.
Man, I can't wait 10 years from now. I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to wish bad for anybody or whatever, but I can't wait, man. Another 10 years. Just give it 10 years, man. And let's see you then. I'm gonna be here. If I don't get banned or something until then for hate speech.
Because yeah, sugar lowers cortisol, lowers your stress hormone, so you can just be more chill. So I've had situations where I've been first on scene to fatalities. You know, I had crashes myself, and I'm just like, give me the sugar.
In 10 years, the faults are going to double, guys.
You know, I'll just crack out some maple syrup, some jelly beans, pour them in. Just a lot.
Here, it has like a lightning, just like Harry Potter.
Oh, the cortisol. Okay, there's a
Right there, it's like a lightning. Voldemort touched him, or whatever.
dead guy on the road in front of me. What do? You know, give me some sugar. Let me process the situation. So it's just I got ambulance workers do my protocols, and like, man, like work is just so much less stressful. I go and see a decapitated body in a car wreck, and I can process it a lot better. Before I'd be running on caffeine, and I'd come to this crash scene, and I'm just like freaking out, getting PTSD. So sugars is so important for stress management. It's critical. So cheat days, nah. Just every day could be your last day on the planet. Like let's make.
That's his mentality. Every day can be a last day. So yeah, let's just take a lot of EPO, a lot of testosterone or whatever. Just do whatever it takes, and yeah, just stick to this bad diet. And if something happens to your organs because this guy completely ruined your body, because you listen to him, if something bad happens, oh, that's unfortunate. But it wasn't because of the diet. It was because the meat you ate 40 years ago.
Maximize it. But again, it depends what your goal is. If its goal is to be weight loss, let's just lock in and just eat. You get to eat as much carbohydrate as you want. So you're not starving. You're not.
I already eat as much as I want. Man, in my fridge right now, I always stack up, okay? In my fridge right now, I have 6 liters of orange juice with bits, okay? And I have like what? Like 12 or something of coconut water. I always stack up because these things last for almost 4 months, okay? You can just leave it in the fridge. Some of it you can leave it outside. Coconut water lasts outside the fridge. Yeah, and I just have it there stacked up, so I just never run out of it. What I buy on regular basis every 2 or 3 days, usually every 2 days, is red meat and some organs and yeah, bone marrow, because I do like those to get it like super fresh. Eggs, I like those to get it super fresh, guys. I'm not gonna eat something that is, I mean, I would eat it, but I prefer to have it like super fresh cuts, super freshly minced. Yeah, that's what I prefer. And I'm having it there in the fridge, and I'm not craving it, man. Since I'm having enough animal foods, I'm just not craving it. And yeah, there's no way for me to go for cookies or rice or whatever. I don't crave that. Fruit is the best for carbohydrates.
Go to bed hungry. Never go to bed hungry. Get some carbs in.
I ate 6 hours ago and I'm not hungry.
So yeah, get some.
You can't never do that, man. How would he do that? Maybe when he even wakes up, he even recommends if you're hungry, because you're going to be hungry on his protocols, and you're gonna wake up around 2 a.m. because yeah, he recommends if you're hungry at 2 a.m. just go and eat. Imagine you brushed your teeth, your teeth, and you went to bed and you still feel hungry, and now you have to eat some sugar eating or some carbohydrates or whatever. Wake up and then brush your teeth again, okay? Because you just had something sugary, and if you go to the bed, your tooth is going to rotten, okay?
Lollies in, some
and he's gonna say, oh, but sugar is not acidic. So what, man? It doesn't need to be acidic. Bacteria like sugar, okay? And the bacteria in your mouth, but he recommends flossing or whatever, but how many times are you gonna floss, man? 10 times a day? Give me a break. Okay, well, so what he says is that sugar is neutral pH, okay, because it has like 7 pH, and I looked it up, and yeah, it says it's 7 pH, okay, so it's basically neutral, not alkaline, not acidic, and but the thing is that you have bacteria in your mouth, okay, and those bacteria are going to break down the sugar, and that turns into acid. At least I heard about this at school, okay, or I guess I heard like in an advertisement of Colgate or something. Maybe I got like brainwashed by that Colgate advertisement or whatever, but there is some truth to it, okay, because once the bacteria, or like even if it doesn't turn acidic, what the bacteria converts it to, the bacteria are going to multiply in your mouth, because sugar feeds different type of bacteria, and that can cause cavities, and that can make your tooth rotten faster.
Sour Patch Kids, whatever, like some fruit.
Sour Patch Kids, you know that is not healthy, so why not just eat fruit, man? You're just eating candy, because you're just like Coach Carbohydrate, who you basically he was inspired by you, and he's basically just scared of eating raw meat, and he eats Sour Patch Kids. How can you think that how can you be scared of having lean red meat and think that Sour Patch Kids or whatever, the candy, is going to be healthy for you? Like, you have to be completely brainwashed.
On top, yeah, there's no. That's why
you lost your hair.
Yeah, the adherence.
I heard one guy say that, oh, it's genetics or whatever. He was protecting the snake diet guy, or maybe defending whatever. If he could have defended Durianrider or whatever, you can lose your hair, like your hairline changes based on your genetics. Like even myself, I don't have the same hair. I'm not saying I'm bald or anything, or I'm balding, but my hairline did change a little bit, okay? Like, it's not exactly the same. I know this about myself, but it's just a little bit whatever. And yeah, I do accept that. And what I wanted to say, it's because of his sugar diet, it's going to lose it even faster. because to many vegans it happens that their hair fall out, their nails are getting like those ridges, you know. It gets like those lines. It means your nails are getting like worse quality, okay?
This lifestyle
Because of lack of nutrients. Okay, let's hear to this clown what he has to say.
so easy because you're not going hungry. When you're going
Oh my days, man. I'm getting so angry. This guy eats every 2 hours, if not every 1 hour, man.
hungry,
Just by like nutrition by Victoria, I had 20 meals or what? Maybe I lost count. It was like 8 or at least 10 meals per day.
that's when the problems come up. Like, I had 2 hours sleep, whatever, last night. I'm going to get a nap later on because eventually my body's going, hey, we need some more sleep. So I wouldn't crank some stimulants, stay awake. I'll get a nap, let my body recharge. So cheat meals is when people are starving themselves. And if you're craving a cheat meal, then I'm going to...
Then if you're craving a cheat meal what would be a cheat meal? A cookie, a piece of cake or whatever. And cookies and piece of cakes have animal fat originally. Okay, I'm not talking about something fake and vegan. Because, yeah, that's going to be very unsatisfying to eat. But let's say cookie, a piece of cake, some pizza, whatever, that could be like a cheat meal, okay? That is the original cheat meal. Like having some type of junk food, so-called, or dessert, or yeah, there's many donuts or whatever, and you're having that because you did not have enough animal fat in the end. Because you're having something oily, yeah, again, that's because you crave animal fat. And if you would just have enough animal fat and some good tasty meat, you would come to the conclusion that, yeah, those foods are just bad. Some are better than the others. Let's say like a milk bar, okay? From, what's the name? From Nestle, a milk bar. I rated that as one of the best desserts because you have that and it feels like you had pasteurized milk, okay? Just in a bar, not like a bar, like in a chocolate form, but it's mostly milk, okay? It's milk and sugar. That's what it feels like. And what I wanted to say, I rated it first because you have that, and it feels like you ate animal fat, and you feel. That's why I rated as the first one, like the best in that case. But still, it has soy lectins or whatever, and yeah, that's not really good for you. But at least it has some animal fat inside. Like plenty of it, because it's mostly like pasteurized milk, and it feels a little bit fatty, and yeah, that's what it makes it amazing. But if you just ate enough animal fat, it would be more difficult to eat it, and also have some carbs, of course, because if you're having the carbs and you're having the animal fat, then yeah, it's going to be satisfying.
Say that you're probably not eating a carbohydrate.
Oh yeah, sure. What about me, man? You're just getting me angry oh my days, man. This is so triggering, guys. Listen, so I ate as much carbohydrates as I wanted. Back in the days when I was still on Raw Till 4, I had I started my day with like 7 to 10 bananas, okay? Spotty bananas in the blender with 7 tablespoons of sugar, organic sugar. And on top of that, I placed some water, yeah? And on top of that, I would put like 5 or 4 frozen strawberries, because that gave like such a good taste. If you can get this without pesticides, I highly recommend that to just try it. It gives like one of the best smoothies. Okay, and that was basically my breakfast. and for dinner I would have some rice with steamed veggies or whatever, and for lunch I would have either rice or either some fruit or whatever, man, or some more bananas or some fruit juice. Okay, that's how raw till 4 is. And I was still craving animal fat. Okay, my pantry was full of carbohydrates and fruit. My fridge was full of carbohydrates and fruit. I had rice, I had whatever, and I was still craving animal fat. Okay? So animal fat is still king. You can survive better on animal foods than on fruits.
So eat more carbs.
On animal foods, you're gonna look like a strong barbarian. And on carbs, you're gonna look like a skinny Hungarian. Sorry. I confused fruitarian with Hungarian all my days, man. On fruit and carbs only, you're gonna look like a skinny fruitarian who can't even do 5 push-ups. And in case that you question, but hey, Durianrider can do 5 push-ups, he can do even more. That's because he is doing performance enhancing drugs. Okay, he's on TRT, because before he was just a skinny boy. There's proof of that on the internet and even in his videos. So yeah, he was taking testosterone and whatever. And what else, man? I mean, if you're eating that much plant foods, you're probably gonna get something out of it, but it's going to be very inefficient. But yeah, it's mostly the drugs that he was doing. And yeah, the results are here, man. Man, I can't wait to see him in like 10 years. Like, seriously.
So you find that cheat meal. Don't want it.
So you've even been helping people that are in like physique competitions and stuff like that too?
Yes.
What can you help there? Yes, of course you're gonna lie about that. What is this face, man? This is new.
Yeah, I have been.
Is he holding back laughing? Let's roll it back, man. We have to watch that.
Helping
watch this guy
people that are in
on
like
the left.
physique competitions and stuff like that too?
Yes. Yeah, I have been.
See that? He's holding back laughing.
That's because again, that's
because he's lifting.
That's tough. You know, it's tough to get those people super lean and still have them feeling good going into the competition, because a lot of times the calories are usually brought way down, but you have a little bit different technique.
Oh, it's crazy. Like,
yeah, it's crazy. On a vegan diet especially.
Like, and the mental health, and then the girls do the bikini comps traditionally on the
Why you change subject? We were talking about powerlifting.
traditional starvation diets, and then as soon as the curtains close for the stage, they go back and they got their cheat meal going, and their face just blows up in hours, and their gut comes out, and these girls just feel mentally wrecked. They go from looking their best and to like the next day just feeling absolute garbage and feel bloated and stuff, and their aldosterone levels are tweaked. And
he's having mango juice and whatever, like some type of fruit juice. Okay, so this guy is not keto. But he has, look at this, what he has here. He has this guy, and he has some Dragon Ball Z character. Like, I'm pretty sure there is some Dragon Ball Z character that looks like him. And he wanted to be like that guy. And he also has Jesus there.
Then the binge cycle starts. And they just become this binge purge athlete. And I'm like, let's stop with that, One, I think the bikini comps...
The binge only starts because he is not eating natural food. And yeah, when you're just having some potatoes with a small steak, and you're just having a sad burger with a thin slice of overcooked meat that's mostly bun or whatever, you're gonna crave cookies because cookies have butter, and you're gonna crave chocolate because chocolate has milk, whatever. Yeah, and all those foods in total, they have to add up to reach your needs of animal fats. And to reach your needs of animal fats, you had to consume soy lectins, you had to consume all those chemicals, you had to consume seed oils and all of that next to it, just to add up that fat that you needed. And you could have just easily taken 2 or 3 tablespoons of bone marrow, or some bites out of like an animal brain from a healthy animal, and yeah, that would have been satisfying you way better. But yeah, you choose to eat cookies instead, and yeah, with that you're gonna consume whatever, man. Maybe let's see, cookies. The cookies I had no seed oils whatsoever. The cookies I had flour, butter, sugar. That's about it. Okay, and yeah, maybe some chocolate chips or whatever, or some milk or whatever. Like that was the type of cookies I was having. But definitely that's a lot more better than the one with seed oils, like a vegan cookie.
You know, you got girls running diuretics and stuff and trying to get too lean. I'm like, come on, like, I don't think women should crash the estrogen that low. You know, there's going to be a lot more consequences to that. So again, that's another debate with the pharmaceutical aspect and the
You already ruined Natasha.
tradition of being super androgenic looking. That standard, I think that's unrealistic. So yeah, but yeah, a lot of girls I work with, they end up quitting that
That's why you are replacing Natasha with Michelle from China.
bikini comp stuff, because they realize like to compete at a certain level, you know, isn't probably the healthiest thing. But then what they find is that they got into bikini comps to get a certain aesthetic, and then they're doing my protocols and like, actually year round I'm looking fantastic. Why do I want to push that extreme envelope and feel, you know, and just sort of like, you know, lose my hair because I'm doing Anavar as a woman and things like that. So then they start to go,
But you lost it anyway.
actually consciously I want to just look great all year long, and this is serving my need. So that's what I generally find is girls get into bikini comps because they want to get the photos, they want to get that small waist, but then they do my protocols and they can maintain that sort of stage look or close to that year round, you know, virtuously, effortlessly, by eating what I'm recommending. So then they quit the competitive aspect and just look great all year long. Like if you look at my girlfriends over the years, they all, you know, get looking amazing or they just get looking better.
Because Natasha, when you're not home, he's going out with other guys, because you are allowed to hang out with Michelle from China. And yeah, Natasha is going out with other guys because you're all in an open relationship. And she meets other guys and she goes on steak dinners and sushi dinners. And he has some nice rare steaks and sushi with like raw fish, sashimi, whatever, like Japanese restaurants. And those guys treat her better, because yeah, they feed her actual foods and they don't starve her, and they don't want to ruin her genes, because you ruined her, and now you want to replace her with Michelle from China.
So yeah.
When it comes to blood work, have you been able to assist people, you know, where they come to you and they're like,
100% not. He's ruining your genes.
man, my blood work's a mess. I have A, B, and C, and then you're able to help them with some of your diet information?
Oh, for sure. Like I'll have people come.
He's laughing. This guy on the left again. He's holding back, laughing.
Yeah, I've been putting my blood tests up on YouTube.
See, when he does this, he's like just, yeah, sure, buddy. You on your sugar diet.
2009, and I put up so much blood tests. You know, I used to really hate drawing blood, and now I'm just like, yeah, go for it.
You used to hate it because your senses are telling you that is important for you. And why would you give up some of you just to show the internet? Because you're being transparent or whatever.
Stick the needle in and pull it out. Blood work's great, but it doesn't show you.
There are some benefits to know those numbers, just to verify stuff. Somewhat it can be beneficial, of course, or if the doctor tells you, because yeah, okay, sometimes the doctor can really be right about that. and you probably should listen.
Everything for me, cardio tests like VO2 max and your 5,000 meter time indicate more what's going on. But yeah, definitely people come with blood work. I read blood tests almost every day and give people advice and recommendations on that. Even
What advice can you give? Eat more sugar.
I even got some doctors who show me their blood tests and like, Harley, what can I do here? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, sure, buddy. Yeah, that's a lie.
Doctors.
What type of doctor? I mean, there are plenty of doctors who are pretty lost, and those may be turned to you.
Coming to me for weight loss and health advice. I'm like, you didn't learn it at university? You're like, no, we didn't. I'm like, okay, I'm fair
They should come to me.
enough. And and I'm in access with a lot of doctors because of cycling and running. A lot of doctors and.
If you want to lose weight, then listen to my advice. I already have a weight loss video, and if you want to lose weight and get in your natural weight, then yeah, just listen to me. And if you want to end up super aged, like age rapidly, like this guy called Durianrider, then just listen to him, man.
A lot of runners, a lot of doctors are into cycling and running, and dentists and stuff as well. So I get to work with a lot of different people, and it's amazing the things you can't talk about.
And what about your glucose levels and stuff like that? What about your sugar levels for you personally and some of the people that you help? Because that's always the comments, right? People are always like, "Oh my God, you
completely destroyed Nutrition by Victoria, man. Nutrition by Victoria was such a beautiful woman, and your diet completely ruined her. And now you're laughing at them.
You're going to give yourself diabetes and everything else, right?"
Yeah, and that's again, that's how I got into
You gave diabetes to Fruity Amy and to Coach Diabetes.
this lifestyle. Was like,
it's not like I'm laughing because I'm evil or something, but yeah, it's his fault, man. I try to help them, guys, but yeah, it's hopeless. They are just NPCs. Coach Diabetes has a tattoo. I'm not making this up, guys. I'm gonna show you in maybe my next video, because the tattoo won't go anywhere. He has a tattoo. You can look him up on his Instagram if you don't believe me and you're not patient. He has a tattoo that is in like a pyramid, like a triangle, and it says sugar, water, sleep, or sleep, water, sugar. He has a tattoo like this, so that guy will never quit, man. But maybe he will. Maybe he's going to put fruit juice, raw meat, and sleep.
was working with diabetics, and they just
Or just change the thing. The water, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, just go for fruit juice.
telling me about insulin sensitivity, and they were my friends.
That's all you talk about, man.
Guy back in late 90s, he was picking my finger with a glucose pin thing, testing my blood sugar, explaining what insulin resistance is, insulin sensitivity, and I was like, wow, this is interesting,
Yeah, you kind of explained it well, but what you didn't mention is that if you increase your carbohydrate intake, you're gonna need more insulin for that, and because of that, insulin is a growth hormone, and it's going to age you.
He got him into bike racing, and he was telling me how good his insulin sensitivity was after a 1 hour bike race. For the next few days, his insulin sensitivity was better. So yeah, this is all back with science and yeah.
How much time it takes? I mean, not like I'm criticizing, but that's a small bottle of fruit juice, okay? What he's having. How much time does it take to consume it? It's not like I'm in hurry. I'm hurrying to him, but it has been 33 minutes to consume all of that. I mean, sure, he can take his time or whatever, but I'm just asking that out of curiosity.
Facts and real world stuff. And if you look at when they do these diabetic drug research laboratories where they have these monkeys, these animals, this animal testing insanity, they feed the monkeys a high fat diet to give the monkeys diabetes, a high fat and high protein diet.
I don't know what they do with those monkeys, but I'm pretty sure you're lying here. So people will listen to you and yeah, join your coaching group. and you make more money or something.
And if they give the monkeys a high carbohydrate, low fat diet, they can't get these monkeys to be diabetic, type 2 diabetic. And so they,
Yeah, maybe they feed them some whatever, some McDonald's or something.
they have to feed these monkeys excess fat to cut insulin resistance levels.
What type of fat? Why you don't mention? Because you don't know, because it's a lie, it's made up.
So they can test the diabetes drugs. So it's crazy. So that's, yeah, I've been doing blood sugar since 99, 98, and posting that online as well from 2000.
This guy doesn't ask anything and doesn't... it's kind of boring because it's not like a debate.
9 onwards. But yeah, again, this is the proof's in the pudding. The vegan low-fat sugar pudding. That the less fat you eat, the less protein you eat, the better your insulin sensitivity, the better your sugars will be.
The less fat you eat, the less protein you eat.
That the less fat you eat, the less protein you eat, the better your insulin sensitivity, the better your sugars will be. And again, and
But that's some type of coping. So just because, so you can... Yeah, I get it that you're basically what he's saying, that you will get adapted to utilize sugar better if you're just having a high carb diet. But the thing about high carb diets, if you're doing it when you're a teen or whatever, and you you let's say you find Durianrider when you're like 12, you're never going to be as tall as someone who ate meat, okay? And yeah, this guy just wants to turn you like unattractive and wants to ruin your genes.
glycated him
Because he had ruined genes when he was a kid.
globin HA1C. That can go up in athletes.
Okay, so what he's saying is that if you increase your sugar intake, your body is going to adapt to utilize sugar, okay? And in that case, having extra fat, like being to the point that you're obese, yes, it is going to cause trouble, and it is going to lead to diabetes. And how can this guy recommend to high carb regenerator sugar when on that much sugar, high carb regenerator is definitely diabetic? Like his body won't be able to produce just so much insulin, because his body is going to need much more insulin than Durianrider. So in this case, Durianrider has no clue how to treat someone who's like 200 kilograms, 150 kilograms. Yeah, because that's just going to be bad. And in this case, again, my diet would be better.
It's because you're just, when you go and do an intense workout, like if you go to the gym and you're smashing out reps, your blood sugar's spiking. If you go and do a 5,000 meter run all out, your blood sugar's through the roof. And so if you're doing a lot of training, a lot of weights, a lot of cardio, your blood sugar, your HA1C is generally going to go up. So that's why the old glucose tolerance test is the ultimate in terms of insulin sensitivity, insulin resistance. So looking at HA1C, it's not really that accurate, because if you're an athlete, it's probably going to go up. You know, and you think, hang on, I'm doing all these healthy things, my A1C is going up. It's like, yeah, because your blood sugars get higher when you're an athlete, because your body's dumping in sugar to feed the muscles, etc. So yeah, that's why
I want to make sure that we... Okay.
So the best test for diabetes, insulin resistance, is the old glucose.
The best test for diabetes is to not get it in the first place. To eat enough raw meat, so you don't crave carbs so much. You're having carbs only when you feel like. But in this way, you're just having just carbs. And just because he's not diabetic, he can keep up with producing insulin. It doesn't mean that it's always going to be the case, okay? And producing so much insulin, even if it's if you're able to produce so much insulin, it's going to age you horribly. All right? Because yeah, that's what growth hormones do.
Glucose tolerance test. Well, you have
Growth hormones when you're like, let's say, like a teenager, from 12, whatever. I don't know what teenager means, okay? Like, I'm not English, but what I'm saying, when you're like in your teens, and let's say you're growing, in that case, it is good for you, because yeah, you're gonna get taller and whatever. and then yeah, it's all right, but it's not sugar that is going to make you like taller. It's always animal fat, and there are different types of growth hormones. Insulin is just one of them. But after that, yeah, it is just aging, okay?
Like 100 grams of glucose, then test your sugar an hour later, 2 hours later. And that's what you can do at home with a CGM in your arm, a glucose meter. Anyone can do that. So all those people out there who do a
Yeah, no thank you. I'm not going to pinch myself.
keto diet, they're type 2 diabetic.
Because, yeah, again, you're just giving a weak example. People on keto can eat whatever they want except sugar, okay? And yeah, that's not the best idea.
And the proof of that is when they do an oral glucose tolerance test.
The best way to go about it, just do my diet.
They
Or Paul Saladino's.
get bad results. So even though their A1C might be lower, or their fasting sugars might be okay, once they actually have some sugar in there, 100 grams or whatever, boom, the diabetes comes out. Just like saying you've healed your injury. Like, I've healed my rotator cuff. Okay, I do overhead shoulders. Nah, that rotator cuff's still cooked. So yeah.
When it comes to people that are shifting over to doing some of your protocols and following along with what you promote on YouTube, do sometimes those people, do they need to start kind of slowly and then kind of, get into the diet, or can they just kind of start right away and start eating like a lot of calories and a lot of sugar?
You just got to go all in. Because if you don't go all in, you're going to be eating like fatty food. And that's just going to block your insulin sensitivity. You just got to go all in.
Yeah, again, he puts fatty food in same category as he puts it in the same category as like seed oils. They puts it in the same category as red meat, and red meat would not get you fat, man. Come on. I lost weight eating unlimited as much as I wanted. Like my fridge was full, and I just wasn't feel like eating more of it. So I always was full from eating fat. Like enough fat as much as I needed and enough lean meat, and still in the end of the day I wasn't going back to 87 kilograms, okay?
All in. It's not like with sport. Like if you're going to go to the gym, you got to go easy, because your shoulders, your tendons, they're going to take years to adapt to that. If you're a runner, you got to get your shins strong, and if you're a cyclist, maybe your posture and your neck and stuff. But with nutrition, you go all in on that day. And if you're
you gotta go all in, guys. You just need to do it, but don't follow this guy, because you're just going to end up like him.
Diabetic, you're going to get the best results, because your insulin sensitivity is just going to spike, on this lifestyle, this sugar lifestyle, this ultra low fat, low protein lifestyle. Your insulin sensitivity is going to be so enhanced.
You can go ultra low fat as a non-vegan. You just eat some liver, you eat some lean meat, you eat some heart, the lean part, and yeah, there you have it. You have some fruit juice, some fruit, whatever, and there you have it. There's your low-fat diet. Why you need to be vegan? Just to protect the animal. This guy also believes that not eating animals is going to save the planet or whatever.
And you're going to feel better the first day. So people are like, I'm going to do a detox. I'm going to do... No. That's just... No. Not in my experience. Decades coaching people.
He's right about that. You don't need to do detox. Unless you're doing detox from rice or whatever. And then, let's say you drink some raw milk or whatever. Yeah, that's going to help with detox.
All in. It's like going to bed early. Should I just I go to bed at 3 a.m. Should I go to bed at 2:30 a.m.? No, just go to bed at 8 o'clock, man. 8 p.m. and just go with that. When it comes to health.
Yeah, sleep is important. But the thing is, he wants to take credit just because you had a lot of sleep. Oh, it was the sugar that helped you. But he actually recommended you to sleep a lot. Yes, I agree with it. That sleep is going to balance your hormones. But what would have with her hormones and recovery even better is if you would just eat your natural diet. which isn't even a diet. It's what just naturally what you eat. Diet is always something that you have to stick to certain rules. I don't stick to any rules, man. I eat every day exactly what I want from the store, okay? And I instinctively go for red meat and organs and some fruit and fruit juice, okay?
The body's
If I would want a chocolate cake, I would eat a chocolate cake, but I know that I would be disappointed of that. And yeah, this is no reason for me to have it. Or whatever else you crave, man. If I would crave a pizza, I would order one right now. But yeah, there's no reason for me to have it. I had enough enemy fat. And not enemy. I had enough animal fat today. So there's no reason for me to order a pizza. Just to eat some grain sludge with cooked cheese on top. I actually like the cheese when it's cooked and it's how to say, like it's melted. I have something with that, man. Some nice omelets, like egg omelets, with some cooked with some butter and some cheese melted. Phew, it's such a good meal, man. But yeah, I don't really have it that way because it's not as time efficient and it's not as full of nutrients than the food that I'm having.
He's always waiting to do the right things, you know. So when's the right time to do the right thing?
Plus, I don't have a pan, okay? So yeah, there's no way for me to make it.
When it comes to the body.
And even then, I just don't like cooked cheese. It doesn't digest well.
So no, go all in. Go all in, you know. When it comes to nutrition.
You've talked about going to bed early a lot. I've heard you mention it a bunch of times.
Actually, here's the best way to make a cheesy omelette. You take some butter. You place it in the pan, whatever. You turn the fire on, okay? You separate the white from the yolk. You only cook the white in the butter. You place that on a plate, just the white cooked. You place separately the egg yolks. Make sure you don't break them, or you can break them, whatever, on top of the. But make sure the white has cooled off a little bit, okay? Because you don't want heat to touch the yolks, because you want the yolks to eat them raw. And on top of that, you like, how to say, like grate. I don't know, when you like. Or you chop up some raw cheese, let's say Parmesan or Reggiano. And yeah, there you have it. You have a cheesy omelette with raw egg yolks, which is the best, cooked egg whites, which is also the best because you don't want to eat the whites uncooked because yeah, it has whatever that causes B vitamins deficiencies. And you have cheese which is raw cheese, okay? So it's basically 2 out of 3 raw foods, and the one that it's cooked, you wouldn't have it raw anyway, okay?
Is that something that you do religiously? Are you always in bed by 8, 9 p.m.?
No, I'm pretty bad with that, and I'm pretty bad with that because
it does help your insulin resistance, or your insulin sensitivity, rather.
It does, yeah. I mean, if you want to look fresh-faced, you know, some people are like, Harley, you look old.
Harley, you look so fresh, like a lemon.
Well, yeah, I am old. I'm very lean, but I go to bed quite late often because I'm like doing things.
You're like 50 something, right? 52?
Almost. No, almost 50.
Okay.
And so it's like, if you want to have the freshest face, go to bed like 8 o'clock. There's no doubt
Yeah, but no amount of sleep would help you.
about that. And if you want to maximize weight loss,
Your vegan face.
insulin sensitivity, yeah, go to bed 8, 9 o'clock for sure. But that's something I recommend. I don't actually walk that talk that much, but if I want to do a PR or if I want to absolutely feel my best,
It's okay, man. He has no job. I mean, he has his activities to run around and film Michelle from China or whatever, and do corn and OF, whatever. But yeah, he can sleep whenever he wants, okay? So yeah, that's that. He doesn't need to go to bed at 8 if he doesn't want to, okay? He is his own boss. Like, yeah, I get it, that's a good lifestyle, but his diet is completely horrible.
then yeah, 8, 9 o'clock, that's the go. That's the go. But I find because of my lifestyle, you know, I work for myself, I can get a nap whenever I want.
Exactly. This is exactly what I was saying. Like, he sleeps whenever he wants, and that's the best thing. Okay, like that definitely is going to be healthier than you have to force yourself to go to sleep just because tomorrow you have work and you have to wake up early. Like, in that case, it's going to be better. But if the diet is bad, then there's no true benefits from it, because yeah, sleep is not going to be enough if you're not eating the right foods.
Then for me, it's not as important. It would still be beneficial if I did, but it's not as important.
It wouldn't make too much difference if this guy can sleep 8 to 10 hours whenever he wants to throughout the day. I would say that's still better than going to bed and not being able to sleep and then feeling sleepy in the morning,
But if you want
like I do. But at least I eat the right foods, and yeah, I'm also having naps whenever I can throughout the day.
to maximize your life productivity, then go to bed earlier is where it's at for sure.
Have you ever had a regular job?
Yeah. Yeah, I worked
Yeah, this guy had regular jobs for sure.
as a personal trainer in the gym.
He's not lying about this. I believe that he was a personal trainer in the gym as well.
I worked in the sports stores as a shoe salesperson.
What is respectful, so-called respectful about Durianrider? That he was never begging his audience, man, for money. If he needed money, he went, did food delivery. He went, did whatever. I heard he had some night shift at the Apple store or whatever. Okay, like he did whatever he wanted to do. Like, if he needed the money, he went and got the job done. All right. I don't remember. Oh yeah, he also used to work like in a bike shop. He fixes bikes, he sells bikes, he flips bike and or whatever. And people buy the bikes from him just because he is Durianrider, okay? And yeah, he has some so-called respect in the. So that's the thing about him, man. At least he's not begging his audience for money, for a pay raise, okay? He's willing to go and do the work, and yeah, that's how he is. I would say that's respectful. Like, Durianrider, if you're watching this, see, I did say something good about you.
I worked as a clown. I've worked, worked a lot of different jobs over the years. But I work for myself for last.
It's nice being able to set your own schedule, and especially when you're an athlete and you're doing a lot of your own
Yep, it's nice to set your own schedule. I agree with this.
stuff. How long you been an entrepreneur for?
Last 20 years, last 2 decades. You know, I had a situation where I got hit by a bus.
The thing is that this guy calls himself an entrepreneur or whatever, but in secret he was doing regular jobs, okay? So, yeah, but okay, I get it. That's part of the deal. And yeah, it's not like I'm making fun of him, but it wasn't like he was doing so well all the time. Like, you can see on his face that he was stressed at certain points, and because of his bad diet or whatever.
And so I couldn't work for a bit. And I was living on welfare. And I was like, okay. So I was camping out. I was homeless for a bit there. And I enjoyed it. I loved it. I was just, just sleeping on the beaches and that. And I had a lot of time to read and help people. And I was very, very time rich. I was very, very money poor. But I was massively time rich. This is 20 years ago. When the internet was just early days regarding social media. So I was on the forums. I was coaching people for free. And just coaching hundreds of people every month, just for free. And so I'd learn so rapidly. I'd hear people's stories, and I'd be reading blood tests, and I'd be like, hang on, you say you're a vegan, and you're 200 pounds, and you're 5 foot, lady, but your uric acid's way too high to be a vegan. So, oh, yeah, well, I'd have my chicken every night. Like, come on. And so just we have all these stories and stuff, so you get to learn a lot about people.
The chicken was the healthiest part of his diet then, if he's vegan, if she was vegan.
And people will tell you what they want you to hear, but the blood tests say otherwise, or their body size says otherwise. Yeah, so you learn people, fudge the boundaries there. So yeah, I've had normal jobs, and if you have a normal job where you're working for someone else, this lifestyle still suits you because you'll be more productive at work. Or maybe now you'll have the more energy to break off from your normal job and do that entrepreneur gig you want to do. Yeah, maybe you want to be doing crochet cardigans or whatever, and you didn't have the energy to actually break through to do that and commit to that. And now on the sugar life, you're like, I'm sleeping better, my mood's better, I believe in myself, got the confidence. Life's all about energy. Life's all about energy. Again, I've got no stimulants in my system, and
It's not just about energy, because yes, sugar is going to give you energy, but it's also about maintenance of your body, to give it the right building blocks. You did not give yourself the right building blocks, and that's why you look like this at 47.
2.5 hours sleep yesterday. I'm pinging. So
And sugar is everywhere, so it's not like it's hard to get. So if you have like a 9-to-5 job, or you're a trucker, or whatever you might be doing, you could stop at literally any convenience store and get all kinds of different drinks or juices, or bring stuff from your own house, a banana, an apple, whatever it might be. There's sugar everywhere.
yeah,
Yep, there's everywhere sugar. It's very easy to get, guys. Everybody knows this. In every store you can buy some white sugar, some fruit juice, or some type of fizzy drink that is going to have sugar. With this, I'm going to end episode 2, like part 2 of this video, and tomorrow I'm gonna do part 3. Thanks for watching.